Dan, I had my sip and swap event yesterday.
You're going to tell us about it here, aren't you?
Huh?
You're going to tell us about it, aren't you?
Yeah, it was really fun.
Okay. Come on camera and tell us about it. Tell us about your amazingness. I want to hear your amazingness over the weekend, guys. It's 8:02. It's time to hear from you.
Getting ready.
For the love of all, Jim, go put a hat on. Jesus.
We can't all have amazing hair days like you, Dan.
No, no, you guys can't tell, but I am fuzzy today. All right. Let's rock and roll. Fabby, first up, how did the weekend sip and share go?
Sip and share.
Sip.
I took all of Saturday to set up. Well, not all of it, but we had a really good turnout. We probably had like about 40 girls come through. And just like we changed like my office into literally like a store. And so there's a lot of people walking by and like asking, like, I thought this was a real estate office. And they would come in and I got to know a lot of the neighbors. And so like it was a good way to bring like my friends together, but also just connect with the neighborhood because they were stopping by and like checking out the store that we were setting up. So it was really fun. All the
That's
girls had a
awesome.
good time.
How many potential leads did you pull?
Um, Four actually. There's a girl that came to the sip and swap who was telling me that her husband's currently deployed right now, but when they get back, they're wanting to purchase a second property. They already own one. So we're gonna be talking about that. And then a neighbor that came by, she was also telling me that her husband just passed away and that she's looking to downsize and she lives up the street. She came through because she was like, oh, I wanted to come and I came for a walk with my grandson, which I don't really do. And I brought my wine and I was complaining about how I was almost like empty. And then I came by your place and I realized that you guys were having a party and I just picked my head through and I filled her up on her glass.
There you go.
Yeah.
Love
So we
that.
got to chatting. Yeah. So definitely a lot of fun.
Big win too. So what else? What are the wins from this weekend, guys? Come on, share. Don't make Fabi alone.
I'm feeling better after my cold last week.
Good. That's a win. Back to healthy.
And I've got a listing tomorrow.
Heck yeah.
Actually, a sell and a buy, which is nice.
That's awesome. Other wins, celebrations. Come on now.
I'm going to Legoland on Friday.
That's a win. I bet the boys will love that.
In
Yeah,
San Diego, Jess?
yeah, we'll be in San Diego.
Okay, let me know if you need places to go eat.
I
I'll
used
send
to
you
live
some.
in San Diego.
Oh, okay. Well, then you already know the spots.
Yeah, I lived there for like 5 years, and then I moved to Tucson.
Super cool.
So she doesn't need you, Fabi?
She doesn't need me.
Yes, she does. She still does. You guys still might link up. Well, who pushed herself this weekend? I know Jess did an open house, pushed herself. Audra, did you push yourself this weekend?
I did 5 open houses.
5 open houses. Fantastic.
Jeez, good job.
That's pushing. That's pushing.
And I'm doing one today.
That a girl. I got a call on Jessica's open house signs. So a guy was like, "Hey, try to find this open house. Where is it?" I'm all, "Follow the signs."
Was it Charles?
I didn't get his name. Sounded like a large black man.
Yeah, he came by and it was
So
not taking turns.
yeah, he was friendly but grumpy. So well, Audra's on mute if she's talking to us.
From our meeting last time, I figured out my target audience that I need to pick out, and I'm gonna be working with the military. So trying to get in military, you know, involvement.
Awesome.
So I figured out how to do that.
There you go. Other win celebrations, guys. The weekends are a long, long time for us to share, so I don't mind getting extra shares out there. This is where you get to brag and boast about yourself and to my millions and millions of followers on YouTube.
We had over an inch of rain up here.
I got another offer.
Inch of rain, dude. That's awesome. Plus, David's going to be selling a house soon.
Yeah,
Selling, buying.
both.
Fabi got another offer. Was it the lady you were waiting on, Fabi?
Yes, and the other guy was like, "Are we gonna hear back? Are we gonna hear back?" I was like, "You didn't. You told me if I countered, you weren't gonna even gonna look at it. Now you want to talk to me?"
That's what we call. I like it. Why do you think I'm asking who pushed yourself this weekend, right? We talked about this last week in brief, but I want to continue it today because Monday's our mindset reset. And this week I want you to push yourselves. I want you to push yourself in one area, maybe two, not everywhere. So there's my notes here. I'm gonna pull them over. I put it down as push yourself because comfort won't. Do we get in a pattern, in a rut, in a routine? Like these are just the things that we do every single day, just kind of keeps us where we're at. It's tough to get out of a pattern. How do you get out of a rut? We talked about it a couple months ago. It's you do something different. You put on the gas, you turn your wheel, you do something different. You got to push yourself because motivation won't. Nobody, and I mean nobody, ever hit a new level staying in the easy path. If you want different results, you have to push yourself past your default settings, past the automatic way we think about things. We have to go for more. I use that 66-day challenge that I set up for you guys, April 21st, that most of you have not followed, as a simple thing to push yourself. I walked around my driveway Saturday night 6 times at 9 o'clock at night. Why do you think I did that?
Meditation?
Okay. Thank you, Audra, for thinking very, very deeply about me.
To meet your steps.
Yeah, to meet my step. Because when I went to walk moose at 8:30, I looked down at my step counter and it said 3,487. My goal being no less than 4,000. So do the math. 3,487 means I'm 513 away. Yeah, 513 steps away. I have a 300-foot driveway. Roughly a 2.5-foot stride, which means one turn on the driveway is about 100 steps. Do you think I wanted to do that at 9 o'clock at night? I walked around the driveway so much my dog stopped following me. But I can tell you, you know what? I want different results in life. I want to feel different. I want to act differently. I want to live differently. I want to look differently. But I can't do that with default settings. The version of you that gets everything you want doesn't live in your comfort zone. The version of you that gets more probably does more. And it's usually not a 1-for-1. If we put in a ton of effort up front, are we going to get equal effort out? No. Sometimes you're putting in 10x effort to get 1x return. And we get really, really discouraged. Anyone ever been there? I feel like I'm spinning wheels. I'm doing all kinds of effort. I'm doing nothing happens.
Many times.
Many times, right? I've been there hundreds of times in my life. I can think of countless examples of where I felt like I was spinning my wheels and I was doing more than I was getting paid. I was doing more than I was receiving. And I felt myself being overly dejected in that, where I was just so burnt out and so exhausted because I was just doing so much and not getting anything in return. Until I switched the way I looked at it. Now I'm not looking at what the return is. I'm looking at what the goal is. There are days I work 15, 16 hours. And there are days that I work 15, 16 minutes. But when I focus on the goal, I'm getting things done in progression towards the goal. And it's not because, oh, I worked 15 hours today, I should have a result. It's the consistency over time. It's the, I don't feel like it, so I'm going to do it anyways. You know what? I feel like I'm just spinning my wheels here, so I'm going to make sure I put some chains on it, add a little bit, not change a whole bunch, just add some chains to make sure that I've got a little bit more traction and see if that helps. I use a lot of motorsports references because you guys know I'm a redneck, and that's just how my brain works. But when you've got a lot of power and you put a lot of energy down on the ground, those tires don't stick. What do?
Skip.
They spin, they skip, they squeal. Does the vehicle move very far?
Nope.
No, but after first gear, second gear, the car starts to move a little bit. Like you're still spinning, you're still putting some rubber on the ground, you're still putting a ton of energy and not going very far. But then all of a sudden, what happens?
It catches and takes off.
Holy crap, does it ever? You guys ever seen one of those cars that the front end just comes right off the ground and just goes flying down the track?
Hmm.
That's what your career is going to do. Is you're going to feel like you're spinning, you're spinning, you're spinning, you're spinning. And your brain's going to say, no, let's stop. You want safety. No, stop. It's not safe. You're spinning. You're out of control. But in reality, you just haven't caught traction yet. But once you do, damn, you're going to fly. Your future demands discomfort. Your present life demands safety. Growth isn't supposed to feel good. Growth isn't supposed to feel good. Spinning tires isn't supposed to feel good because in its own, you're not. The only way around that is to do a slow start. To slowly roll into things and slowly speed up and slowly get going. But some of us are already spinning. So you got two choices: to completely stop, break something, or feather out of it. Do something different. But push yourself more. The more you push, the better you get. Every time you make a difficult conversation, take a difficult phone call, take a client deal that you're not comfortable with, every time you do that, you are now improving upon your skill set. Unless you're like some people in this world that just never learn. Every time you do something challenging, you're going to learn how to handle this one little thing. This one little thing different goes to your mountain of knowledge. And over time, you go through so much of that knowledge that you've created a pretty fantastic world, haven't you? But it's not going to feel easy. It's going to suck. You're going to have to walk a couple extra laps around the driveway. You're going to have to look down and go, okay, I'm not on track. What do I need to do to get there? Well, in order for you not to know, in order for you to know that you're not on track, what do you need?
An idea to track.
Okay. You need a goal, an idea to track. And you need to track it, huh, Jason?
Yes.
My example, like if I didn't have a minimum step goal, would it care? Would I even look at a step counter? No. I can tell you before April 21st, I looked at my step counter maybe twice. And that was because we went to Disney and New York and I walked a ton and I wanted to see how many steps I took. It was 17,000 if you're wondering at Disney. I almost died. And 22,000 in New York. I thought I did die. That's the thing. The first step in pushing yourself is, what are you pushing towards? And then measure it. But when you push against something, what do you get?
Resistance.
Resistance, right? Is resistance a stop sign?
No.
No. Resistance just means you're going against something that's not normal. You're going against something that just you haven't seen before or you're not used to. The moment you feel like backing off,
Push ahead.
that's probably where the breakthrough is. Push ahead. Audra, your broker school, right? I'm sure you felt like giving up a lot. This is so much work, it's so much effort. Those are the times you keep pushing. You're calling and you're banging on the phones and you're sending emails and you're door knocking and you're doing everything right. And you feel like giving up on this business. That's probably where you need to push the hardest because you're about to break through. Who hasn't seen that little picture of the guy digging gold and he stops and he's walking back the other direction and he's like this far away? And then the person underneath him is just digging furiously towards it. Anyone not seen that? You never know how close you are. But I can guarantee you'll never get there if you stop. Because resistance is a signal, not a stop sign. The dirt shifted, the dirt changed. Well, that's a good sign. If it's hard, it means you're in the right place. It's funny how we go through life and we find these challenges and we're like, oh my God, that's so hard. And we do it again and it wasn't that hard. We go and we take our first listing appointment. Oh man, that was challenging. It was terrifying. It was exhausting. It was everything I didn't want to do. And I think I screwed up so much and I failed so much, but they still said yes. And then the next one is 10 times easier. Maybe it's only hard the first time. But you'll never know because you've stopped trying to get there. So push yourself. Push yourself. Because when you push yourself today, that might become success tomorrow. Because what feels difficult now, what feels tough and exhausting, and it just takes so much willpower to do now, will become automatic later on. My average step count during a weekend was around 2,000. I am a couch potato on the weekend, man. I work from my couch. I walk back and forth between my office and my couch because sometimes I need my big computer and sometimes I don't. But I don't have a ton of activities. Well, I can tell you since this whole thing has happened with the 66-day count, my average step counts on the weekends over 4,000. Just naturally doubling my activities. The amount of people I talked to in a day when I first got into real estate was like 3. Now it's 100. The amount of deals I do in a year when I first got into real estate was like 3. Now it's like 100. What's hard now will not be hard forever. So push yourself to do it. Push yourself to challenge it. Fuck, the first week I was the broker was hard. All the questions, all the tasks, all the things I needed to do. Now it's automatic. It's just there. It's just part of the day. So ask yourself, where am I coasting? Write that down and answer it for yourself. Where am I coasting? Where in my life am I holding back? Anything come to mind right away? Yeah, got a couple head nods. If you don't want to share, that's fine. Keep it to yourself, write it down. But then do one thing that makes you uncomfortable and pushes that area of your life. Do something that makes you uncomfortable but moves you forward.
Well, I can share on occasions when I was working in the ER. First time doing codes and stuff, I was petrified. Didn't know which way to go. But after quite a few years there, I was leading the codes. And it was just second nature.
Yeah. That's literally life and death.
Mm-hmm.
None of us in real estate are going to have that level of crazy. David was dealing with life and death. We're dealing with buyers and sellers. We're dealing with egos and relationships and sassy kids and sassy adults. you got to push yourself to do more, to learn more, to be uncomfortable because you're going to grow your understanding of this world. And then the bigger you become in a force, not physically, Jason, we're trying not to be bigger, but the bigger we become as force, the bigger we become as a knowledge base and a core, the deeper we get, the more solid we become. It's almost like we're becoming bigger magnets. We draw people towards us. Growth doesn't feel good. It's supposed to work, though. Going to the gym doesn't feel good. Script practicing doesn't feel good. Role playing doesn't feel good. Going through the motions doesn't feel good. Sitting down and making 20 phone calls to people you haven't talked to in a year doesn't feel good. But what will the results feel like?
Accomplishment. Met a goal.
Yeah. I was thinking about that this morning as I was getting ready, and I'm like, what is one challenge I can give you guys this week that we could all benefit from? What's one part of your business that you are failing to execute daily? Anyone know what a 10-5-1 is? Can anyone guess what a 10-5-1 is?
The goals for 10 years, 5 years, 1 year out.
Okay, that's one thing. Someone else? Nobody?
You said 10-year, 5-year?
No, I didn't. I just said it was a good guess. It's not the answer.
It's a planning device.
You're overthinking it. 10-5-1. Social media is one of the most underutilized elements in your business. Anthony, what do you got?
I was going to say 10 calls, 5 notes, but now you said social, so probably 10 likes, 5 comments, or some shit like that.
Yeah.
It's 10 likes, 5 comments, 1 share.
It's 10 likes and shares or comments, right? 10 engagements, 5 direct messages, 1 post. Every one of us, except for David, unless he's already fixed that, has a social media. And in that social media, we're connected between 10 and 10,000 people. Every day this week, I want you to do a 10-5-1. I want you to have 10 engagements on people's posts. That's a like, a comment, maybe share it. The share is optional, but definitely a like and a comment. 10 likes and comments. Engage with them. Not just, awesome, congrats, great job. No, hey, something memorable, something that's going to stand out. 5 direct messages. Ooh, that gets uncomfortable, doesn't it? What am I going to say? And 1 post. But what are you going to post about? That is usually what stops you guys from doing it. Is that a simple enough challenge for you? I know Gracie and Fabi are like, done. Already did it. Already have my 5 posts set up for this week. I do the Canva scheduler. Got it anchored down. But the rest of us, could we push ourselves, be a little bit more uncomfortable on social media? Be a little bit more uncomfortable online by, putting ourselves out there and saying, hey, I'm a human being. Buy and sell houses with me. Remind people that you exist. This came about because you guys remember Tina? Who remembers Tina? The black lady from Denver?
Yeah, where is she? I thought about her yesterday.
I love Tina. She was amazing. She was on here, but something changed with her market center and they stopped showing up. Well, I haven't seen Tina's posts on social media in and over a year. Until just the other day, I saw the "Hey, I've moved" post. I've moved brokerages.
Remember that one gal, Christina, used to come on too? Where's she been?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what she's got going on. We'll have to
Hopefully
talk
she watches
about that.
this.
We'll have to talk to her about that tomorrow.
Hopefully she watches this.
She won't.
No, me either.
Yeah, if you weren't on it in the morning, you definitely are going to watch the recording. But that's the thing. I didn't see anything from her until the "I've moved" post. What if she had posted other things that were engaging? We all get to like, oh, new brokerage. I get to reinvent myself. I get to put out all these posts. I'm like, why not do it now? New week, new me. New listing, new me. New shirt, new me. I'm being facetious on purpose. I want you guys to show that you can showcase that because people are going to forget you exist. So let's push ourselves a little bit. I'm saying this to me too. I do a terrible job posting online. Mikey does a pretty decent job. Posts all the time. He just did something about a bike race, came in 3rd place. Great job, Mike. Oddly enough, 3rd place is what I call your cousin. And Cooper doesn't understand it because it's gold, silver, and copper, which is close to Cooper. So Mikey's cousin and my daughter are friendly. I don't like it. But good family line. The good thing is I know where he lives. So, but that's the funny thing. People are going to forget about you. Go find something to remind them. Do some stories. Every day, do a story to showcase the new post you did. Maybe do a 10-5-1-1. 10 engagements, 5 direct messages, 1 post, 1 story. Watch the engagement on your social media increase. Watch the people in your spheres of influence come back out. But I don't know what to post. You guys all have ChatGPT. Actually, all of us on this call should have BrokerBot also, except for Jim. He's not in the La Jolla office, but he's got Chat.
I do have a broker bot.
So, but BrokerBot.
Not your broker bot.
Yeah, but BrokerBot, same thing. It's just a paid ChatGPT program set up for real estate agents. Tell me, I'm doing a social media challenge this week. Give me 5 posts to put up. Range in between personal and professional. It's not that difficult. Again, it's tough now, but it'll become automatic later on. Did something resonate with you today?
Yeah.
Good. There's one thing I want from every one of you, and I hope you hear this from the most truest places of my heart. I want every single one of you to be massively successful in whatever that looks like for you. I want you to live a big life, whatever that means to you. I want you to have everything that you ever want, but it's going to take pushing yourself to get there. Are you in?